Hello everyone, it's great to be with you today, and it's very exciting for me and for you to be joined by our resident naturopath, Victoria Taylor.
Good afternoon, Dr. Cabot, and good afternoon to everybody that's watching us.
Yeah, very much so, because it's a beautiful day here, and we hope it's a beautiful day in your neck of the woods. And we're talking about something which is very close to the heart of most women, and that is weight gain during the perimenopausal years. So during the years before, during and just after menopause, when the metabolism often slows down and women notice easy weight gain. And it's often mysterious and they get quite frustrated because they haven't changed their diet and they're still trying to exercise. So we thought we'd give you some very useful tips how to avoid that unwanted weight gain during menopause. So Victoria, we were talking about what happens when your ovaries run out of eggs and they no longer produce the sex hormones.
That's exactly right. That's your use-by date. Then you're on borrowed time. But the situation is that the body, for our bone density, for our muscle, for everything, we still need estrogen. So the body, in its best interest, actually says, well, if we can't get it from the ovaries, we'll get it from the next best place, which is fat tissue. So
Yes.
It very kindly puts down about 5 kilos, and we're not happy because
That's not fair.
that 5 kilos is potentially one clothes size. And everybody sort of says, well, you've been in that long paddock for a while. Yeah. So
It's not true.
So, in many ways, being aware of that and actually starting bioidentical hormones at perimenopause and the beginning of menopause can actually stymie that, because you can get it by rubbing it on your skin instead of that fat tissue.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot of ways to get the bioidentical hormones. My preference is creams, but you can also get patches or transdermal gels. But it's an interesting point that you raise, that when your body stops making its own estrogen and progesterone, it's a survival mechanism that you put on a bit more fat, because fat is hormonally active.
oh, definitely, yes.
And it makes a type of estrogen called estrone, O-E-S-T-R-O-N-E, estrone. And estrone is quite a strong estrogen because the liver has to break it down. It's not water soluble, and it can build up. And actually, if you are overweight and your estrone levels get too high, that can increase your risk of breast cancer and uterine cancer. And that's why progesterone is good to balance that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people, as they're going through menopause, they get those evening flushings, so they're not sleeping well, and progesterone can actually benefit that so much.
Yes, it does. Yeah, progesterone is a natural relaxant and helpful for anxiety, and it can reduce estrogen dominance. You do need a doctor's prescription for progesterone in Australia, but not in America. You can get it in health food stores over there, so the regulations are different. But it's something to be aware of. And also, if you take a strong form of hormone replacement therapy where the dose is high, and or it's in tablet form, it's going through the liver, that can cause some weight gain, because your liver has to break it down, and then there's less energy in the liver to burn fat, because a healthy liver regulates fat metabolism, it burns fat. So some women, if they're given a strong oral form of synthetic hormone replacement therapy, bang, they'll put on weight and fluid and fat.
Yes, exactly right, yes.
So they think, well, can I change to a more
gentle.
Physiological, if you like.
Well, yes, it's identical. It is. It's bioidentical. The body sort of recognises it as the one that we were making. And the benefit is that it's being laboratory altered, either Vitex, wild yam cream, or soy phytoestrogens that have all been changed. So it's not something nasty that has been done in a factory.
Yes, or it's not from horses.
Oh, and it's not from horses.
We don't like that. But
yeah, that's
our
pretty
preference.
cruel.
Yeah. So, when you get to menopause, if you're putting on weight in the lower part of your body, around your butt and your upper thighs, that means you're a pear-shaped woman, or what we call gynoid, and you can go on the Weight Loss Detective website and you can do the quiz and find out your body type, which is quite fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And fat in the lower part of the body, it produces more estrogen than fat in the upper part of the body, because it's genetically designed that way. Whereas women who are more apple-shaped, and they tend to gain the excess weight around the trunk or the abdomen, they often have excessive testosterone, and that builds muscle. But they don't want too much muscle, so that's kind of an anabolic effect. So it doesn't really matter where the excess weight's going, whether it's upper body or lower body, it still can give you a hormonal imbalance.
That's right, and it's that hormonal balance that we're wanting to achieve with the Weight Loss Detective.
Yeah.
Because there's all of them, the sex hormones and the thyroid hormone, and if that's gone kaput, then your weight gain can be easier because your metabolic rate goes backwards.
Yes, it does. And as you get older, you're more likely to get thyroid problems because it's an autoimmune disease. So you want your thyroid to be working right in the middle of the normal range, optimum level, not at the extremes where it's slightly underactive. And often that underactivity can just be due to deficiencies of iodine, which are very common, or selenium. And so just by making sure you don't have those nutritional deficiencies, you can optimise your thyroid. And it's also good to check if you have an autoimmune thyroid problem, isn't it, with the antibodies?
Yeah, definitely, because that's going to actually be chewing away and destroying your thyroid, and you don't want to lose your thyroid. God, you need that till the day you go.
That's right. So if you've got the antibodies against your thyroid, we want to get them down.
That's exactly right. And mine's been around over 70 years, so I want to keep it trim and healthy.
That's right. Well, Victoria and I were both in our 70s, and we feel better than we have ever felt, don't we?
We feel fantastic, yes.
And we're still working full time and
exactly right.
Feel healthy, energetic, and we're postmenopausal.
I can't even remember what we're talking about menopause. That was so long ago.
That was 20
that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the bioidentical hormones have helped me.
Oh, look, I wouldn't be without them. They're just absolutely amazing, and they don't have the potential health and inflammation risks that the high dose oral ones do. Yes.
But they are a little bit controversial, we should mention that. So they're not
everything's controversial.
Not approved by all authorities.
Yes, of course.
But if you use very low doses of the hormones and you have your regular mammograms and pap smears and pelvic ultrasounds, it's very safe. But you've got to have your regular checkups.
Oh, that's definitely, because we don't want to stimulate anything that's burbling away under cover.
That's right. And, when you go through menopause, if you're not exercising, you will lose muscle. So your proportion of fat to muscle will go up, and that will slow down your metabolic rate. Because, muscles burn calories faster than fat. So if
muscles is your fat burning furnace. If you have got no muscle, weight loss out the window.
Yes, so exercise is super important.
Yes.
For bone density as well. So you want a regular exercise program, whether it's Pilates or yoga or just brisk walking, exercise bike, anything's good. Gardening.
Digging in the garden, or carrying the water around in buckets or watering cans, not standing there with a hose. You've got to actually put effort in.
Yes, resistance.
Yes, weight bearing resistance exercise.
Yes, that's very, very important. And the other thing is sleep. If you are sleep deprived, and that makes you tired, and therefore you're craving more carbohydrates, you're going to battle with your weight. So some women, when they lose their natural estrogen and progesterone, they do have trouble with sleep. They may have trouble falling asleep, but more commonly staying asleep, particularly if the hot flushes come.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and that broken sleep can contribute to unwanted weight gain. Now, what can help to put you to sleep is melatonin, sleep hormone melatonin.
Oh, definitely. That just keeps your circadian rhythms lovely and constant.
Yeah, so you take the melatonin when you want to go to sleep, and it does work very quickly, and it's very safe because it's a natural bioidentical hormone. And the dose varies from, say, 2 milligrams to 10 milligrams, depending on how bad the insomnia is. But it's a bioidentical hormone, it's very safe. And the other thing that helps with sleep is magnesium. And a lot of menopausal women are magnesium deficient.
Well, exactly right, yes, and then wonder why they've got arthritis.
Yes.
But we won't go there. We won't go
Well,
there.
that's the thing. You know, about menopause, people go, oh, I've got to have strong bones. Yeah, you need strong bones, but most of your bone is made of magnesium. Magnesium is a very heavy metal. Not in a like lead or arsenic type way, but it weighs a lot. It's very dense. So it gives your bone strength. And most people don't get enough magnesium, and they get cramps, they get muscle stiffness, they get joint pain, they get migraines, their blood pressure's a little bit high. You know, magnesium is such a wonderful mineral.
It is.
Yeah, to supplement, and that could help you with your muscle energy so that you're more inclined to exercise, which will help your weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking bone density and weight loss, we can't go past pro-hormone vitamin D.
True. I'm glad you thought of that. Yeah. Vitamin D is a hormone, as you said.
That's exactly right. It's a bit of what we call a misnomer, calling it a vitamin, because it is actually a pro-hormone that's activated by the liver and kidneys.
Yes.
And if it's low, weight loss is more difficult.
Yes, because there's more inflammation in your body if you're low in vitamin D, and so therefore that can interfere with your metabolic rate. So you want your vitamin D level to be up, you know, not at the bottom of the normal range.
Well, that's exactly right. Minimum of 100, we're starting to say.
Yeah, minimum of 100.
Yes, and that's
And
the
that will
only
help
weight
with
I
weight.
want you all to be carrying is in your bones.
And muscle.
Yes, and muscle. We want, because muscle weighs more than fat but takes up less space. So we just want you to shrink in size.
Yes, we
In a
don't
good way.
want that excess fat in the abdominal area or around the liver. Because the
Yes.
fatty liver is bad news as you're getting older, and it will make it much harder to lose weight. So, you know, we really believe in supporting the liver function through a healthy diet, and through liver tonics can also help. Eating plenty of salads. I like eating a lot of salads.
Fresh veggie juice. Oh,
Yeah, so
fantastic.
there's lots of ways to look after your liver, and that will help you to burn fat more efficiently. Now, if you do have really bad sleep and you're waking up during the night and you're overheated, people go, oh, that's low estrogen. Well, it can be, and you know, taking some hormone replacement therapy can be dramatically effective for some women, but not all women. They can still get hot flushes, and that means your liver is overworked. Because if you have your liver doing too much, you know, too much inflammation in the liver and it's overworked, it will generate heat. Also, if you've got the wrong gut bacteria, that will cause inflammation, and inflammation elevates your body temperature, so you will have an uncomfortable hot night, and you may sweat a lot as well. Yeah, so it's important to do a detox in that situation.
oh, definitely.
Like the
yes.
15-day cleanse is fantastic, you know, for improving the gut bacteria and helping your liver, and that could cool you down. So all these subtle factors of hormone imbalance and gut bacteria and liver function are very important to get right if you're battling with your weight during menopause.
Exactly right, but I mean, this is where the benefit of the weight loss detectives comes in, because if you want to, we can actually do these investigations so that we're not flying blind and we actually know what your particular triggers are for your weight issue.
That's right, because not everybody needs hormone replacement therapy.
No.
I've got women who come here, and so have you, Victoria, you know, your patients and weight loss detective clients, and they sail through menopause, they don't need any hormones. And then there's other women in their 70s who are still taking it. So we're all so different.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, so there's no black and white. You know, there's nothing fixed, and we're all different. But the thing is, we don't want that unwanted weight gain as we get older, because it will really slow us down and it can lead to arthritis.
Well, it's also pro-aging. Come on, we all want to live a long and healthy life, and excess weight is inflammatory, and it just causes it causes age rapidity.
Yes,
You know, you just start aging in an escalating way.
Yeah,
Yes.
and people really battle, you know, as they get
Definitely.
older with their weight. And I think generally people are eating too much carbohydrate as they get older. Unless
Yes.
you're exercising a lot,
Exactly right.
you really need to look at your diet with
Well, this
how
is where
much
it's
carbs.
difficult, and it's even before. The gym junkies, if there's any of you there, I do apologise. But
No,
there's a
well, good
lot
on you.
of diabetics that go to the gym a lot,
Mhm.
and because a lot of people who spend a lot of time in the gym, it's usually young men, who actually think that because they exercise and they've got big muscles that they can eat any sort of rubbish. Well, they come out with a fatty liver, and you know, they may not be diabetic because they're younger, but they don't really get away with it.
No, because you
can't
can
get
still
away-
have a fatty liver even if you're not overweight. If
you
you're
can't
not
get
eating
away
the
with a
right
bad
foods.
diet.
Yeah, and it's so important, you know, as we get older, to try and not to become overweight, because as you say, it does contribute to inflammation, which will speed up aging, and of your brain also.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you know, if you've got the wrong gut bacteria, or you've got slightly elevated blood sugar, you'll get more brain inflammation. You're more likely to get dementia.
And that brain inflammation is usually got the symptoms of foggy brain, words disappearing,
Yes.
and sort of just memory losses.
Yes.
And it's very, very sad, because it doesn't have to be.
No, that's right. Like if you improve your liver and your gut microbiome, you reduce inflammation, and you'll find that your brain works a lot better. Because, you know, as you get older, you really need to be healthier. Health is strength. And, you know, people kind of think, oh, well, I'm going to get to 70, like us were in our 70s, and okay, it's a decline. We just accept that. No, it doesn't have to be.
No way.
I mean, of course, we're not going to live forever. And we're not going to look 21 forever, but we can definitely prevent a lot of the degenerative diseases that hit people when they're still relatively young. They're in their 60s and 70s, and they're overweight, they've got too much inflammation, they don't have such good quality of life. But, you know, there's so much you can do within 6 months. You can reverse a lot of that.
Oh, heaven, yes. And I mean, I'd also like to speak to the people who are premenopausal, who are still wanting to lose weight. These problems will occur because no matter what age you are, every day you wake up, you're one day closer to your own menopause. And if you can reach your menopause at a nice healthy weight with a nice clean liver, it's going to be a lot easier for you.
That's right.
Yes.
As we say, menopause, you can give it a miss.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I mean,
No, that's okay. It's just a natural phase of life. But we want to enjoy all the phases of our life. So thanks, Victoria,
That's
for
my
your wonderful
pleasure.
insights. And thank you everyone for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.